I just pulled into the Three Rivers Petroglyph site just outside of Alamagordo? Yeah, Alamagordo, New Mexico. And I've been camped way down the road, 8 miles down that road, at a primitive BLM campground for a few days. But I wanted to see the petroglyphs before I left, and because it's been so cold, I've been running the generator a lot. I thought it would be a good idea to come to the campground, pay for hookups, and plug in for the night to get my battery charged, because remember, I'm just, I don't have my solar hooked up yet. So I thought it would be good to get my batteries to a full charge, because they've only been 3/4. But I want to say that if you do visit here, it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I have done a lot of camping. I've been living on the road a year and 7 months now, whatever. Been in a lot of campgrounds, been in a lot of parks. I have never run into what I ran into here. So there's a day use area and a little campground. I mean, the whole area is tiny. You know, this is my campsite, and right back there, where are you? Right back there is where you park for day use. And the trail to the petroglyphs goes up that mountain right there, and there's one across the way. So there's a day use area, tiny little day use area for the hiking, and a camping area. So it's $18 for an RV with full hookups. Good price. In addition to that, I also had to pay the $5 day use fee. Dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Usually when you pull into an area like this and you're camping, you don't also have to pay the day use area. Here, you have to pay the full $18 for hookups plus the day use. Except if you have the National Park Pass. If you have the National Park Pass, you can't get a discount on full hookups, but you can get a discount on the dry camping or the tent sites. But I did get the day use area for free. Dumb. Stupid. I'm sorry. Dumbest thing I ever heard. I don't know. Does that make sense to you? That makes no sense to me. So, anyway, just thought I'd share that, just in case you come to visit here, so you don't have to tell the poor lady behind the counter how stupid you think the rules are. And she handed me a card. She said, "Here, call the district office." I'm like, you know what? I think I will, because that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Anyway, I'm going to go check out it's 3 o'clock. I need to get a video out today. I have a lot more editing to do. So I'm just going to do the quick short walk right now, because I went into town today. I got propane. I did some shopping. Went to Starbucks. Oh my God, went to the nicest grocery store ever. Oh my God, this place, it had like carpeting. It was like the nicest grocery store I have ever been to, except it didn't have hardly any of my food. Didn't have much organic. Had the tofu that like goes on a shelf that never goes bad. Kind of like Spam tofu, I guess. I don't know. But really prettiest, I mean, huge liquor and wine section. Of course, I had to walk by that to go to my produce. Very pretty. Very inviting. But, yeah, so I was in town for a couple hours. I went for a little walk with Capone this morning. But now I'm going to go out to the village trail, which goes out to the native village. So we'll start here, and then tomorrow we'll go check out the petroglyphs. How does that sound? And Capone, of course, is not allowed on this trail. So this is just a short little walk. Oh my God. And while I was gone, it snowed. Look at the peaks behind me. They weren't dusted when I left this morning. Oh, it's melting already. I did get some snow when I was in town, though. It was kind of cool. I love it. This is really awesome. Archaeological resources are fragile and irreplaceable. The Archaeological Resource Protection Act of 1979 and the Federal Land Policy and Management Act of 76 protect them for the benefit of all Americans. Interesting. Those acts would protect land giveaways to big business, like bunny ears and Escalante staircase. United States Bureau of Land Management. You are now in a prehistoric village established 1,000 years ago. The oldest part of the village, where people lived in pit houses, lies toward the highway. The rest of the village was settled later as the village population grew. By 1200 AD, this was an important village. The people living here traded with others throughout the southwest in Mexico. The village reached its greatest size and influence by 1300 AD and declined after that. By 1400, the village was abandoned. The Mescalero Apache tribe living east of here arrived in New Mexico long after this village was abandoned. As you can see, time and weather have destroyed the original buildings. This trail leads to a reconstructed pit house of the kind used by the earliest villagers. Other kinds of houses used by the later villagers have been partially restored. If you look carefully, you may see the outlines on the ground of other prehistoric structures. 1,000 years ago, the natives walked here. Wish I could go back in time and live like they did. They had great views. Look at that. Building of a later period. This building is similar to others on this site. However, it was built later and is more complex. The floor was cut into gypsum. The roof was built of logs, branches, and mud. The hole in the north end of the room is a storage bin where corn or other plant foods were kept. We believe this was the home of a single family. The small doorway indicates the general size of people who lived here. The men averaged 5'4" in height and the women less than 5 feet. The small entrance helped retain the room's heat and strengthen the overall structure. Wonder what those... Oh, maybe supports for the roof? There's 4 of them. Storage. Home 1,000 years ago. The Jornada Mogollon people lived in houses similar to this reconstruction. The great mass of the structure helped keep it warm in the winter and cool in the summer. The fireplace was used for both heating and cooking. An animal hide might have been the door. We think that this was a residence of a single family. The people who lived in houses like this were farmers. They raised corn, beans, and squash to go with the wild foods they collected and depended on hunting for their meat supply. Good morning, friendlies, and welcome back to... Hello, friendlies. Welcome... Okay. Hello, friendlies. I'm Carolyn, and welcome back to my RV life. I'm waking up to this beautiful and scenic area of New Mexico called Three Rivers Petroglyph site, and I don't know what... where this video is going to fit into all my footage, so I just did an introduction I may not use. But anyway, look at... Oh, there's somebody over there. Look at the beautiful mountains behind me, and I'm about ready to go see the petroglyphs and take that hike, and I'm going to take you with me. So I have some information. So I've got some information about all of the petroglyphs that we're going to see. Three Rivers Petroglyph site. Inhabitants of a nearby village made the Three Rivers Petroglyphs over 600 years ago. Over 20,000 petroglyphs have been identified in the area. The people were of the Jornada Mogollon, nor Jornada. Oh, of course. The Mexican, the Spanish Latin pronunciation, Jornada Mogollon. Prehistoric Indian culture of which there are no known modern descendants. Oh, that's sad. The petroglyphs' purpose and meaning are not entirely clear. Some depict the animals and plants the people saw around them. Many certainly had religious meanings. The petroglyphs have endured here for centuries. Please be careful. So it was in the teens last night when I went to bed. The phone told me that the nearest town it was 17 degrees. It was pretty darn chilly. So I slept in my hat, kept the furnace at about 58. But the corner where the bed is pretty cold. I insulated as much as I can with a lot of pillows and blankets, but it's pretty cold. And it's probably 30s, 40s now, I think. It's not too bad. Beautiful morning for a walk. You gotta wonder if this is just where the kids came to party, and if this is just graffiti. You know? It's all over these rocks. Wow. This is crazy. It's everywhere. The Three Rivers Petroglyph site is one of the few locations in the Southwest that's set aside solely because of the rock art. It's also one of the few sites giving visitors such direct access to petroglyphs. The number and concentration of them is what makes one of the largest and most interesting petroglyph site in the Southwest. Oh my gosh, it's everywhere. This is really cool. Of the 21,000, many are scattered across 50 acres of New Mexico's northern Chihuahuan Desert. The circle and dot motif is prevalent at Three Rivers. In fact, circle petroglyphs account for over 10% of the approximately 21,400 petroglyphs. Curiously, it is not that common at other Jornada Mogollon rock art sites. In Mesoamerica, the circle and dot motif is related to Quetzalcoatl. Other researchers suggest the dots represent corn or a population count. Huh. It looks right over the village, which would have been right there where I went yesterday. So this all is right above the village. This is cool. Masks are used in many cultures in their religious ceremonies to depict supernatural beings. Jornada Mogollon masks are similar to Pueblo Kachina masks. Jornada-style faces and masks are usually round with almond-shaped eyes and triangular noses. These petroglyphs date back about 900 to 1400 AD. The people who created them used stone tools to remove the dark patina on the exterior of the rock. This is crazy. It's everywhere. Holy cow, is that like a house in a tree? No, it's an animal. If only we knew what they meant. Or were they just art? Graffiti. Often, animals are abstract to the point that they are not identifiable, but the Jornada-style rock art, bighorn sheep like this one, are usually depicted realistically. The legs are bent as though to represent motion. This image is probably the best known and most photographed petroglyph at Three Rivers. The body of this bighorn sheep is filled with a Mimbres-style geometric design and is pierced by 3 arrows. Sometimes faces and masks are positioned on rocks in such a way that they are 3-dimensional. This effect is that the whole boulder has a lifelike quality. Quadruped, which are 4-legged, images are similar to those found on Mimbres black on white pottery. The body is usually filled with geometric designs like what you see here. Everywhere you look. Wow, this is awesome. And then you see some like this with an arrow on it. You have to think that's not real. Could be wrong, but I don't think it is. Huh, an infinity sign. With dots part way around it, but not all the way around it. That's interesting. I want to give you a 360 view of this place. Just feel the history. You can almost feel the spirits of the natives here. I wonder if it was the artists of the tribes who just came up here to share their art. Kids doing graffiti, spiritual people. Look at that, it's everywhere. Look at this. Look at even tucked in here in this rock. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know what that is. The Three Rivers Petroglyphs are outstanding examples of prehistoric Jornada-Magoyan rock art. The basaltic ridge rising above the Three Rivers Valley contains over 21,000 petroglyphs, including masks, sunbursts, wildlife, handprints, and geometric designs. The number and concentration of petroglyphs make this one of the largest and most interesting rock art sites in the Southwest. It's a piece of pottery. That's amazing. Something that was made 1,000 years ago.
Who made it? What were they thinking when they made it? What was it used for? And what happened that it was left behind? Very cool. Oh my gosh, more. Look at... Oh, wow, look. Holy cow, look at this. Okay, I need my glasses on. Oh wait, is that pottery? Yeah, I think that is. Or is it just rock? Am I imagining things? I don't know. What do you think? Yeah, that might just be rock. Not this one. Oh, maybe. I don't know. I guess it could just be rock. Yeah. Okay, I got excited over nothing. I guess. Yeah, I guess that's just rock. There's a lot of it. Pretty cool looking rock. See, look. Okay, that is not just rock. That's pottery, right? That. And that. Where'd the other one go that I found? Or maybe that is the one I found. Look at that. It's got a seashell in it. That's cool. I think it's a seashell. Yeah, that's a seashell. All the way up here, we're at 6,000 feet. Mm-hmm. Very cool. That's just rock. I think those other ones were pottery. I'm thinking up here, by all these petroglyphs, there might be some tools around, so I've been keeping my eye out. I don't know. I'm no expert, that's for sure. So that was fun. Thanks for hanging with me on the petroglyphs. What do you think? What are your ideas about all of this? What they mean? Or have you researched it? Or are you someone who knows a lot about Native history and the history of our country? What does it mean? Fun to think about, huh? Okay, see you soon. White Sands National Monument is next.